Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're broadcasting live from our sports center in Lagos, Nigeria. If you're just joining us, welcome on board. Let's talk about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Nigeria, they will take on Tunisia in the third and fourth place match. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, they need to win back their fans. Some believe that they have the quality to win that match against Tunisia. Coach General has come out again with some mind games, saying Tunisia, they're ranked better than Nigeria. So it might just, I don't know, whatever. Tunisia will take on Nigeria at 8 p.m. Nigerian time at the Africa Cup of Nations third and fourth place match. Before I get the analysts in the studio to talk about that match, let me go to Twitter. You guys are showing us so much love. Yeah, Nigerian football fans, they love their football. They follow it religiously. Talk to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels-sports. Aiteo says, if we can't win any competition with this very good Super Eagles team, who are those to win? We need a flexible and adaptive technical advisor. For tomorrow, I think it won't be an easy game. I also think it will not be an easy game. Alex Happy says he's telling us sad that Clarence Seedorf has been sacked as the head coach of Cameroon. Yeah, that's what it is. Coaches are hired to be fired. Always remember that. Taria Rowe says, Austin, if the NFF can give Coach Samson Siasia the kind of duration they gave to our present coach, we would have seen beautiful attacking football by the Eagles. How can you be learning formation of play in the field of action? No pattern of play. He says it's so annoying. I know. Well, Coach General, 25 wins so far for the Super Eagles. So the NFF believes that he has done so well. He's meeting targets. Tari, maybe you also need to become a coach or get into the NFF to influence the coaching job. Michael Oyenige says, nothing. Can't live there with any pride. I personally don't feel there should be anything like third place games anymore. Why? Why? Michael's so sad. It's okay. Cheer up, bro. It's football. Ayebo says, I'm a staunch supporter of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and I can tell you that we have the boys to win any competition. The problem is the coaches we hire. We just hire coaches randomly and allow them to mess things up for us. Then we console ourselves with excuses and more excuses. So apparently Nigerian football fans, they've not moved on. Would this put any form of pressure on the Super Eagles as they take on Tunisia tomorrow?
No, of course, it won't put any form of pressure. And they know that they are more or less condemned to getting that golden bronze medal, according to Femi. You know, they have not lost a third place match before. And so I think they will be able to muster enough energy, strength, tactics to be able to do this. But for the future of the coach, you know, I know he's done very well, with due respect. I mean, inherited a team that was in tatters. You know, Siasia, Keshi, and Olise didn't do justice to that position. After after Keshi won the Nations Cup, you know, everything just went south for him. And but so far, he's been able to steady the ship and qualified us for the World Cup with the game to spare as well as the Nations Cup. But the issue now should be the next level. Is he the coach for the next level? Does it look like somebody that is mature enough to take us to where we want to be? I have my doubts. I still believe he's a good coach. And the idea, I understand, is being farmed out they might send him to Bayern Munich for training. It's like he's learning on the job. There's still a lot that Gerrard needs to learn, and I really don't see him as a man for the next level.
So that's what some Nigerian fans are saying also. Harrison says General is not tactically sound. Akpe is a below-par goalkeeper. They are to blame for the woes of the team. I pray we'll see the last of them after the third place. Now, Harrison, this is your opinion, and you have one. But let's talk about Tunisia, Femi. They were not anything fantastic in the group phase. With 3 points, they made it to the knockout for the knockout phase. They picked fire against Madagascar in the quarterfinal, and then they fought really hard against Senegal in the semis, but football said no, missed the penalty, and then in the end they were done by. So are there any form of threat to the Super Eagles tomorrow?
Of course not. Group stage they were not really impressive. Draw, first game, draw, second match, draw, third match, draw. and then were it not for the third place spot available at the AFCON, they wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
So against Madagascar, yes, they played better, won by 2-0, but we all know that Madagascar didn't really give their all in that particular match. Against Senegal, the Tunisians, could have won that game if they had converted their chances. They didn't get to do that, and they lost. Against the Nigerian side, they've already let us down. Can they afford to let us down completely? I don't see that happening. They would have made it to the extra time, were it not for that last-minute free kick by Emare. So for me, we have a very good team. For the very first time, we have options on the right wing. We have the Samuel Kalu, Chukwueze, Onyekuru on the right wing. On the left wing, Ahmed Musa, Moses Simon. For the very first time in a long while, we have a team with options. From the attack to the midfield to the defense. So the only problem is Genotro has not gotten his formula right. And when I mean formula, he has the material, but he doesn't know who to use. For instance, he plays a Paul Onuachu. He doesn't know who to use on the right wing or on the left wing to supply the crosses because he's tall. So that is the problem he's having at this point in time. But so far, so good. He's played 43 games. He's won 25. He's drawn 9. He's lost 9. He's done fantastically well.
Yeah,
I believe.
So why is everyone saying that he's got to go? So that's why Chris is trying to give us a balance on Twitter. Chris says no one should blame the coach. The FIFA ranking played it well. The best 3 teams, the best teams in Africa are right there in the top 4. Yeah. It looks good that way. And with the stats that you've given, Coach Ganara, well, the NFFA hasn't done badly. That Victor says it will be overwhelmingly tragic. Oh, thank you. Victor says it will be overwhelmingly tragic if Nigeria doesn't finish 3rd in this AFCON. They say Nigerian football fans, they love to win. Let's go to Egypt and get the reactions of the coaches ahead of that big 3rd place match between Nigeria and Tunisia.
Yeah, so for me, there was nothing Genotro could have done. Already introduced Onyekuru, thinking, what if the match goes into extra time? What happens? So as a coach, he's got to think outside the box. Unfortunately for him, his gamble did not.
I believe that the change of Chukwueze was totally unnecessary. It was one of the reasons.
He was neutralized in that match. Yeah. He was neutralized.
I think his presence. I know that they were just watching his space, but his presence there was a threat.
And
they knew immediately he was removed. The pressure now reduced on the defense.
That's what Belmadi said. At the moment they saw Chukwueze and Ahmed Musa, they know that they need to take them out. Yeah. So someone else needs to step in. I like the job Etebo did in that match, but where was Alex Iwobi? In such matches, everybody must turn up. You must be intelligent. You must make good use of the ball. Very, very important. So, look, these things happen in football. I just thought we should see that again. And it's easy to point blames when things go wrong, but it is what it is. What could Akpe have done in that situation? That ball was destined.
No, it
was a masterpiece. Celebrate the goal. Just celebrate the goal. Say well done to Mahrez. It put up a brilliant show, and what a time to do it. So that's it. Keep talking to us on Twitter, channels _sports, Facebook, channels Sports. Hopefully, before we end the show, we'll get to speak to our video statistics analyst, Tofet Obaola. He's trying to get on the show. Hopefully, we will get to speak to him. Let's talk about football right here. Okay, let's talk about the 2020 FIFA World Cup. The African qualification format has been released. Now the race starts. So look, guys, there is no time to rest. Yeah. As soon as you're done with one, you get into the other. So let's take a look at the qualification format for Africa for the 2022 FIFA World Cup round 1. We start September 2019. Yeah. It's here already.
It's almost
That's round 1. 28 member associations will play knockout matches with 14 winners advancing to round 2. That's for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. It will take place in Qatar. Yeah. Round 2 will take place from March 2020 and run till October 2021. The 14 winners from round 1 will join 26 other member associations to form 10 groups of 4 member associations, with the 10 group winners advancing to round 3. Round 3 we commence November 2021. The 10 group winners of round 2 will play knockout matches with the 5 winners qualifying for the FIFA World Cup 2022. FIFA World Ranking of July 2019 to be used for the seeding of round 1. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's
similar styles to the 2014 World Cup, and we have to start preparing in earnest. And there is no time. Thank God we have a team already, and don't subscribe to the fact that they are young, they are decent, young, they are good players. I think it's high time they really started winning something, and we should just get prepared. The World Cup qualifiers are here, and we will be one of those contending for the for the ticket, one of the tickets.
Okay, so that's it. So you see why we must quickly move on from what has happened at the AFCON?
One of the reasons Kenneth Ross should be retained, because already he's got a team. 1 or 2 flaws, yes. What he needs to do at this point in time is to work on the flaws. The defense, the midfield. We need a creative midfielder. For me, I believe we have a team, because for the very first time, like I always say, we've got options on the right wing, left wing.
But the issue is that he's not been able to blend them into, into a team that is formidable. We know we have players.
It's a gradual process. It's a gradual process.
He's been on the job for 2 years, Austin. The
Algerian
coach was there, but I spent just a year, and they're already in the finals of the World Cup, of the Nations Cup. So you really have to.
But what works for A, may not necessarily work for B.
But everything rises and falls in leadership. That's all I can say. Because some persons are always saying, well, talking coach, what about the players? For instance, worries that John Obi Mikel, who knows, this might just be his last competition for Nigeria. You mentioned a creative midfielder that has been lacking for a very long time in the Super Eagles. So, but one thing for sure, from September, Nigerians don't want to hear a young team again.
Absolutely. That idea is to stop that.
Yeah, so that's it. We'll continue to monitor what's going on right there at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. But let's bring the discussion back home now. Talk about the Nigerian Women's Premier League. We've been waiting for it to come, but it's been postponed. The Nigeria Women's Premier League released a press statement explaining why some things are not happening, and then listed some clubs that are yet to register. One of them, Bayelsa Queens. Bayelsa Queens says, no, wait a minute, what's going on? We won the league, why won't we register? But let me just run through what the Nigeria Women's Premier League press statement said. The management of the Nigeria Women's Football League, they announced the postponement by 1 week. They will kick off of the Nigeria Women's Premier League for 2018-2019 season. According to the Chief Operating Officer, Aiteo Cup, the postponement was necessary following the failure of 5 of the Premier League clubs to register for the season. The clubs that are yet to register, according to the release by the Nigeria Women's Football League, are defending champions Bayelsa Queens of Yenagoa, Dream Stars of Lagos, the Invisible Angels of Boko, Heartland Queens of Owerri, and Abia Angels. So Bayelsa Queens responded right away that, look, we don't know what they're talking about. We told them to tell us what we need to do to actually register, and it wasn't well communicated. So the management of Bayelsa Queens, they responded to that circular released by the NWF that they are not complying to the registration. So they said the issue of non-compliance is in relation with the cost of cautions for the 2017-2018 season, which Bayelsa Queens management requested for the breakdown of 230,000 naira, said that was supposed to be debt owed by the club. So hopefully everyone will register, and then we will get the Women's League back on track. Let's go on this final break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Women's League. We'll also let you know what's going on in this year's Aiteo Cup final. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Before we went on that break, I was giving you updates from the Nigeria Women's Football League. The board said, look, some clubs have not registered. Defending champions Bayelsa Queens, they said, no, we wanted to know the breakdown of what we needed to pay. And the moment it was sent, Bayelsa Queens actually paid. So they've been cleared. We're waiting for those other teams, and then the Nigeria Women's Premier League will tell us when they're going to commence with the league. Let's get on with the show. Talk about the Nigeria National League now. 4 venues have been chosen for the 2018-2019 NNL 8-team playoff. The venues include the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba, The Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, the Upper Aku Stadium in Makurdi, and Wankpam Stadium in Jos. They will host the proposed Nigeria National League 8-team playoffs, the most important league, according to officials in the country. Let's run through the fixtures and the different venues. NAF Rockets will take on Jigawa Golden Stars in Jos. Road Safety will play Adamawa United in Makurdi. Shooting Stars will take on Aqua Starlets in Asaba. Dynamite Force will play Warri Wolves in Enugu for the NNL promotion playoffs. The NNL, we love the NNL. Last season, it got us talking, but for what happened, it's good to see that finally the playoff is here.
Forward to Shooting Stars making it, Idita going in the mix there. It will be so much nice to have them in the MPFL. I mean, the rivalry. It will be very, very fantastic. They're one of the trademark teams of Nigerian football. I just hope they're able to make it. And it's good to see them, Warri Wolves also in the mix. I would like to see my Warri boys back once again in the league. But I just hope that everything works out. There is no drama like what we saw with when we did the MPFL playoff and Kano Pillars, all manner of issues, but this time out, we hope for a successful hitch-free, more importantly.
For instance, the NNL said they will communicate the date for the playoff. We need that date and let them keep to the date so that clubs can...
And ensure that there's proper security in the stadium, Austin. It was really awful the last time out.
Very, very important. So that's it with the NNL right here in the country. Teams will qualify from the NNL to the MPFL. Hopefully this year we're going to have some stability with our league football. Let's talk about the 2019 Aiteo Cup finals. Now, just in case you don't know the teams that will be competing for glory in that one, Kano Pillars and Niger Tornadoes for the men. They will be playing right there at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. Our Rivers Angels for the women will take on Nasarawa Amazons. This year also, Femi, we've seen good action in the Aiteo Cup. Hopefully the final will just wrap up all of that action I've seen.
For Kano Pillars, they're beginning to look like a team. Last season, they played at the finals, lost narrowly to Enugu Rangers, and now they are back again. It's looking like it's that tournament. Niger Tornadoes too, we saw what they did, all through the competition, defeating Giant, killing Smart FC, and now they are in the finals against a Kano Pillar side that is in quotes traditional. So it's going to be a cracker. Let's see who takes this one. Either of these two teams, is capable of winning this competition.
And Niger Tornadoes is fantastic for them. They're off to the continent, no matter the results.
And we've been asking that question because the league management company they need to come out and state that because persons are still waiting. It should be documented. It should be official because Kano Pillars have qualified for the CAF Champions League, and then
they came second.
They came, in the playoff. So, we are just saying it's Niger Tornadoes. There must be an official statement.
Of course, we just have to. They have to.
There needs to be an official statement. And for the women, Rivers Angels will take on Nasarawa Amazons. Rivers Angels, Joseph, they love this competition.
Yeah, they do. They've always won it. And the Nasarawa Amazon as well. It's going to be a fantastic match. They are both former winners and top teams in the league. And we look forward to great football.
We're looking forward to it. Wednesday, July the 24th. Venue is the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. The final of this year's Aiteo Cup should really get us talking. I'm looking forward to that one. Joseph mentioned something very, very crucial: security. There must be good security at the stadium so our persons can go out there to watch the best of Nigerian football. So that's it. July the 24th. Keep that date down. Let me just run through some messages as we prepare to wrap up the show. Olawi Ademola says, anytime we fail to perform at a major competition, what they keep on telling us is that we have a young team. And that
his favorite line
is bright. Where is that future going to come? You guys, don't worry. Just work with the team. Come on. Samuel Albright are saying watching that goal again is heartbreaking.
It is.
Akpai could have saved that ball. I believe it would take exceptional goalkeeping skill, though. So you see why it would have been difficult because he used exceptional goalkeeping skill. I just feel Mahrez was destined to score that goal. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Always a pleasure.
For stopping by. And Femi Fabumi, thank you also for your time.
You're welcome.
That's right. And just, of course, to you, wherever you're in the world watching Sports Tonight on Channels Television, we should keep the conversation going on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels Sports. That's the show for the team. the ever-winning sports team at Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Austin Okonakwan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye.